오늘은 뉴브런스윅, 캐나다에 있는 주예요. 한국으로 따지자면 강원도, 경기도 이런 거 있는 것처럼 캐나다도 이제 여러 가지 주가 있습니다. 제가 있었던 데는 온타리오고 이제 셰프님 오신 데는 뉴브런스윅이라는 곳인데 여기에서 이제 가장 많이 나는 게 랍스터고 전 세계에서 나오는 랍스터 중에 한 50%는 다 여기서 나온다고 보시면 돼요. 그거 소개해드리면서 요리를 좀 해볼 건데 오늘 메인 요리는 저 같은 경우는 이제 포치를 할 겁니다. 캐나다 전통 요리 중에 하나니까요. 그래서 같이 한번 요리를 해보려고 합니다. 셰프님 일단 모시고 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 저는 셰프 데니스 프레스콧 셰프님이고
Thanks for having me, chef.
No worries. What was the show name of the Netflix?
Restaurants on the Edge.
Restaurants on the Edge라는 쇼에 지금 호스트로 나오셨고 So you were in the New Brunswick for your life or?
So I grew up in New Brunswick, moved away for a while. I lived in Nashville in the United States, and then moved back in 2020.
So you're still in New Brunswick
Yes.
since then? Okay. So you're gonna cook the lobster for us?
For me, I'm going to do something that's maybe a little bit more elevated, but certainly appropriate for home cooks, which is gochujang and green bean lobster.
저는 오늘 뭘 할 거냐면 저는 이제 푸틴 할 겁니다. I'm gonna make poutine. That's like the most about Canadian food. I think it's the only Canadian food that I can actually say.
Would folks here would this be a new dish for everyone?
They sell poutines here. 푸틴 한국에서도 파는데요. It's washed down version. I really hate it. They use mozzarella cheese on it,
Right.
and I don't think that's a poutine.
So what for you? What makes a great poutine?
Cheese curd.
Nice gravy, cheese
Nice
curd.
gravy, cheese curd, and potatoes. Actually, 오늘 이제 그 프로모션하는 것 중에도 하나인데 뉴브런스윅도 그 감자 튀김을 생산하고 있습니다. 그래서 오늘은 제가 캐벤디시에서 나온 감자 사용해가지고 만들어 볼 건데 사실 그 재료를 하나 미리 만들어 놨어요. 그 치킨 스톡을 미리 만들어 놔가지고 요거 사용해가지고 그 치킨 그레이비 만들고 그다음에 나머지는 감자튀김 튀겨가지고 랍스터랑 해가지고 포치해가지고 만들도록 하겠습니다.
So is poutine when you lived in Canada? Is it one of the first dishes that you tried?
I actually went to high school there. 제가 캐나다에서 그 고등학교 다녔는데 they're giving me this generic version of the poutine, right? Like sauce made from the powder, and then they put like frozen mozzarella cheese on top of it. And then poutine, the original poutine restaurant actually came up, and then they were making like homemade version of the fries, and
Proper.
they make proper cheese curd and everything, and I just tasted it and I loved it. 더 조금만 넣어주고 오늘 닭육수 만들었기 때문에 무 좀 만들어주고요. So what brought you here?
So we're here for a few reasons. One of the biggest reasons is to come and be able to cook with chef. So we're excited to be here today, obviously. But we did a collaboration with the Conrad Hotel, featuring different products from New Brunswick. So there's a snow crab bisque, lobster rolls, some grilled lobster. There's pork ribs with wild blueberry sauce incorporated on the lunch menu there for the next. I think it's until the end of October. And obviously, for me, I've had the great joy of traveling. Basically for 20 years, but certainly now kind of working on television shows and then doing other travel work like what we're doing here today. So to me, I've been fortunate to travel to a lot of places that I always wanted to go. I think as people who are chefs or love food in general, travel becomes addictive because we want to eat food where it comes from. Being in Seoul has been one of my kind of top bucket list locations that I've never been able to go to. So I'm just happy to be, honestly, I'm happy about the work we're doing, but I'm really happy to just be here and be able to experience local flavors.
Have you tried any food here?
Yes. Yeah.
What was your favorite?
I don't know if I can pick a favorite. We had lovely pancakes yesterday. We had what else have we done? We had a nice barbecue. I know it maybe sounds like a simple answer, but I love kimchi. And finding kimchi in Canada, obviously you can find it, and it's nice. But it's been nice here to try all the different varietals of kimchi.
Like H-Mart version of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah.
Which pancake? 육두전! I like it too.
I love all kinds of food. My favorite food is food that you can have a beer with. It's not fine dining. I appreciate fine dining. I have so much respect for fine dining. But to me, being in a local spot, having a beer, having some nice food is my favorite way to eat. So something like those pancakes to me with a nice little beer is a great way to, just what's your favorite place to go? If you're going to go out and you're going to eat your favorite food, where would you go?
My favorite food? Vietnam.
Yeah.
Most restaurants are there,
Yeah.
so I actually have to go there. But actually, it's like I don't really have a favorite food. I just like food, like any kind of food.
I mean, it's a nice thing about being in a city like this is you can have a great version of whatever you want.
That was Toronto.
Toronto's a very good food city.
Yeah, in Toronto you can find anything,
Yes. Yeah.
and everything is good.
Yeah.
Actually,
How do you feel about the Korean food in Toronto?
Korean food in Toronto, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They changed everything, like gochujang. It's really sticky and pasty, but they put like stock and water down and make it like a really smooth sauce,
Okay.
like ketchup. Like it's alright.
Yeah.
It's actually better when you put it in bibimbap because it's not that really sticky and.
Yeah.
So you were saying that you were cooking a lot of lobsters. What was the most your like specialty?
You know, when we were younger, we ate lobster constantly. Usually it was just steamed whole with potatoes,
Steam it.
maybe corn, something like that on the side. Now I'll use it in any possible dish. So to me, it's, you know, I learned how to cook in Nashville, Tennessee. I learned traditional barbecue when I was down there. So it's hard for me to, I do a lot of grilling, spend a lot of time outside around fire. It's hard for me not to want to then incorporate, maybe it would be traditionally kind of beef or pork. So how do I use shellfish in with the same kind of methods? But obviously growing up in New Brunswick, there's a massive French community as well. So there's French food influence. So it's really all over the board. I don't know if I have a specialty, more as I love just incorporating this ingredient into whatever we can, you know?
랍스터 익혀야 되는데 제가 예전에 벤이랑 일할 때 캐나다에서 일할 때 랍스터 버터 포칭을 많이 했거든요. 육수에다가 버터를 넣고 섞은 다음에 그 랍스터를 여기다가 넣어가지고 익혀주는 거예요. I'm just gonna put a little bit of Korean wine.
What kind of wine is this?
It's actually made with persimmon.
Okay.
You wanna try?
Yeah.
이게 감으로 만든 술이거든요. 감술인데. It's kind of sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah. 감으로 만든 술인데 약간 좀 달아요. 그래가지고 약간 스위트 와인 같은 느낌으로 쓰면 좋지 않나?
So if you were going to use lobster, do you use a lot of lobster in your cooking here?
Not really, because it's kind of expensive here.
Sure.
Like, is it actually cheaper in New Brunswick? Like,
Yes.
how much per pound?
I would have to check. I mean, it varies.
Well, obviously it's
season to
cheaper
season.
than Korea, right?
Yeah, I think in the same way that ingredients from here, maybe it goes without saying, but would be more expensive. I'm sure we're paying more for our gochujang than you do. You know.
Yeah. You know, soju is $17 in Canada. It was actually $23 10 years ago. I don't know how much it costs now.
How much is it here?
$2?
Okay. So I'll trade you lobster for soju then.
감자를 좀 튀기도록 할게요.
So butter poaching lobster like this is something that it's not necessarily traditional in something like a lobster roll, but I've started doing it recently.
Really?
Yeah, like normally it's a mayo-based lobster roll, but I'll take the lobster, I'll poach it in butter like this, and then incorporate that in a traditional mayo, so you get the best of both worlds. But I love poaching lobster like this. To me, it's one of the most delicious ways of eating it.
This is what I was doing when I was cooking in Canada. Like, used to work in the restaurant called One in Hazelton, and they were selling the menu item called lobster spoon.
Do you miss cooking in a restaurant?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
like really sometimes.
But most of the time, no.
Yeah, most of the time, no, not at all. Like,
Yeah.
자, 그 사이에 감튀를 올려놨고 이 소스는 다 됐기 때문에 여기에다가 이제 푸틴에서 좀 중요한 거를 할 건데 치즈 커드입니다. It's actually cheddar curd, cheddar cheese curd. 요걸 녹여야 돼요, 살짝. 녹진해져가지고 녹을 때 부어야 되고. 자, 이거 녹여주고요. 이런 느낌으로 완성이 됐습니다. 사실 저도 안 먹어봄. 저도 안 먹어봐서 모르겠음. 캐벤디시라고 검색을 하시면 나옵니다. 구매를 하시면은 되게 그 포슬포슬한 요리를 먹어볼 수 있고요. Okay, so now it's your turn.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So this is a dish I made a few years ago. Like I said, I love inspiration from Korean cuisine, but I'm certainly not the expert. So I think a huge part of traveling as a cook is learning local flavors. I would recommend that if anybody's starting to learn how to cook, cook with as many people as possible.
셰프님 얘기해 주신 게 좀 인상적인 내용이 요리를 하다 보면은 사실 뭐 한국이나 뭐 다른 데서도 이렇게 영향을 많이 받으시는데 사실 이거를 셰프님이 되게 많이 사용해 보거나 그러진 않으셨잖아요. 고추장이나 이런 한국 재료나 이런 거. 그래가지고 이런 거에서 조금 더 완벽하게 좀 이해하려면은 다양한 사람들하고 요리를 해보는 게 되게 중요하다. 전문 요리사들과 얘기하는 것도 중요하고 그 사람들하고 일하는 것도 중요하지만 이 재료에 대해서 조금 더 잘 이해를 하고 있는 사람들과 더 많이 만나고 요리를 해보고 그러면서 얻게 되는 것들이 훨씬 더 도움이 많이 될 거라고 얘기를 해주시네요. 좋습니다. 랍스터 지금 손질하고 계시고 집에서 요리하는 거 기준으로는 저는 냉동 랍스터 테일 써도 충분히 좋은 것 같아요. 왜냐하면 이게 랍스터 드셔보신 분들은 알지만 사실 랍스터 꼬리가 제일 고기가 많아요. 이게 집게나 상체로 올라가면 사실 먹을 게 별로 없거든요. 그래가지고 집에서 그냥 랍스터 드시고 싶으시면은 냉동 랍스터 테일로도 충분히 좋은 음식 만들 수 있다라고 생각합니다. 그래서 해동은 랍스터 꼬리에 올리브 오일이랑 지금 소금.
So we're going to pretend that we're using this grill pan, but it's not hot at all. So we're going to go in this pan and we're going to make do with what we have because that is the nature of the beast when you're in the kitchen. The best thing about a lobster tail is there's a natural barrier in the shell. So what we want to do is kind of char the outside, or typically what I would do is just char this flesh. Get a nice little bit of color on there, and then we just let it cook gently. Something like lobster to me, I don't know if you feel this way, chef, but lobster to me, it's so delicate. Really get a nice little bit of color on there. Let it continue to cook through, and then we'll move on to our sauce.
Okay. So do you normally grill it as with the shell on it?
Yeah. To me, the shell has the most flavor in the lobster. Lobster meat's beautiful, it's delicious, but the shell is packed with flavor. That's why something like a lobster bisque is just shells. So to me, if you can cook it with the shell on, it's kind of like chicken. If you cook bone-in chicken, it's much more flavorful than boneless chicken. So I treat lobster the same way.
Okay.
Yeah. You could make a dish like this a million different ways. In best case scenario, it's sunny outside. You have a beer in your hand, you've got the grill on, and you're just grilling lobster. But that's not, if you live in a big city, you might not have access to a grill. So this is a kind of a way of getting the best of that world. And to me, it's really about just getting those little caramelized bits on here.
Yes.
Does it taste the same as fire? No, but it's the closest thing we would get in a home, for a home cook. So what we're gonna do, probably gonna be the least traditional sauce possible. So forgive that. But
all right.
we're trying here. For someone from Canada, gochujang wasn't readily available when I was a kid. Obviously, I remember the first time I had it, I loved it. I thought it was so good. It's spicy, but it's still sweet. I mean, this is probably 15 years ago now, but I am not 15 years old. And I remember having it and absolutely just loving gochujang. And then for me, it kind of replaced every other chili sauce or hot sauce for a long time. I had sriracha, I had traditional chili sauce, I had just chilies that I was making. And for me, I find it's very well balanced. To me, butter makes everything better. I often say if you have a fridge full of butter, you should use the whole thing when you cook. There's an old chef that I know that he's like, if you think you have enough butter, put a couple tablespoons more.
Okay.
And it's also a great cheat code if you want food to taste nice.
Okay.
So we're gonna go in with butter. We're gonna go in with a good amount of this gochujang.
네. 오늘 만들 거는 이제 버터 고추장 소스인데요. 요걸 이제 랍스터랑 같이 어울리게 만들려고 만드시는 것 같아요.
So we got that gochujang in there. We are gonna go with a little maple.
Okay.
You could use honey, of course, but maple and New Brunswick go hand in hand, so why not use it? I think the biggest thing for me is if you're cooking with anything sweet, if you can use something that's not white granulated sugar, I prefer to do that. Sugar just tastes like honey and maple have actual flavor. We've got ginger and garlic in there. Okay. Simple sauce, very simple. So I love green. Do you eat a lot of green beans?
Not really in Korea.
No?
Yeah.
I grew up, it's one of my favorite things about summer. You walk through the garden. I don't know if you have a back garden or if you grow herbs or anything like that, but I remember being a kid and walking through the garden and just picking green beans off of the vine and crunching on them, and they have this natural. They're just so beautiful.
이거 한국에서 솔직히 많이 안 먹거든요, 그죠? 근데 이거는 양식에서 되게 많이 써요. 셰프님은 어렸을 때 이거 가든 같은 데서 길러가지고 그냥 생으로 드셨대요. 흰내가 납니다, 여러분. 그 맛에 먹는 거 아닐까요? 얘기하는 순간 뭔가 엄청난 빨간 게 나왔는데
A little bit of oil.
제 채널을 보시는 분들은 다 알잖아요, 그죠? 알죠? 랍스터 맛이 있는 줄기콩이 됐네요.
Just a little bit of salt. So to me, I don't know about you. I would assume probably. I like to season at every step. I think that the natural tendency is to season
Yes.
after you're done. I think most home cooks just throw salt in. But to me, just a little seasoning, a little seasoning. Obviously, with our sauce, I didn't add soy, I didn't add anything, so I'm seasoning more our ingredients and then letting, we'll add a little, potentially a little salt at the end, but I'm just trying to create a natural kind of layer of seasoning throughout every kind of step of the dish. Green beans to me don't need any time really.
Okay.
I want them still to be crunchy.
고추장 소스 넣어가지고 아까 구웠던 랍스터랑 같이 맛있겠다. Looks good.
You know what I love about dishes like this, dishes like the poutine that you made? They're quick. We met each other an hour ago, and we've made 2 dishes. Yes. And I think those are the foods that I think folks at home want to make. And I think once you cook for a while, you realize even in restaurants, chefs want to make these dishes too. You know. So a little bit of crushed peanuts, sesame seeds,
참깨.
spring onions,
어.
and then to me, I'm assuming this is probably not traditional at all, but I love cilantro. I think it's beautiful. It's delicious.
All right. I want to try it first. I know that I still have one more to go, but we should try when it's hot.
When was the last time that you made poutine before today?
A few years ago. I actually made my own cheese curd
Really?
from the scratch.
Nice.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
There you go. A little bit of dipping sauce for you. This tastes like home.
아니 이거 뭐야, 이거 제육 소스잖아. 아니 잠깐만. 고추장 맛이 엄청 세다. 이게 그 버터 향을 다 죽였어. 잡아먹었어, 고추장이. 그래가지고 실제로는 그 약간 고추 기름 같은 느낌이 나요. 그죠? 고추장 향이 엄청 세가지고 실제로 버터의 그런 느낌이 무디게 느껴지긴 하는데 버터의 그 고소한 맛은 나거든요. 근데 맛있다. 진짜 그 제육 소스 같은데 약간 좀 고소한 제육 소스? How was the poutine?
Delicious.
Yeah?
So to me, a poutine should be simple because it's simple food. It's humble food. Obviously, the lobster is not simple and it's not humble. And I think that's what makes this, if I went to a restaurant and I had this, I think this is a great restaurant dish. Obviously, someone can make it at home, but the lobster just elevates it. Which to me it's so fun to have food that would be traditional street food, because this might be a version of our kind of street food or comfort food.
Yeah.
But that's done a little bit more elevated, and I think that the lobster helps do that, Simple, butter poached, delicious, cooked properly, it's lovely.
감사합니다. 맛있게 드셨다 그래가지고 제가 그 하나 더 할 게 나와 있어요. 왜냐면 오늘 그 재료 중에 아직 못 보여드린 게 뉴브런스윅에서 나오는 땅콩 버터가 있습니다. 그리고 블루베리도 있어가지고 요걸로 제가 허니브레드 하나 만들기로 했거든요. 원래는 이거 그 꿀로 하려고 그랬는데 오늘 선물로 주셔가지고 We're making dessert came out of the cafe, Korean style. We put a lot of honey and butter on top of the toast, the toasting in the oven, and then eat with the whipped cream. 요거를 굽기 전에 사이사이에다가 메이플 시럽을 좀 끼얹어 주도록 할게요. 버터도 위에 얹어가지고 오븐에서 구워주도록 할게요. 이거 저 처음 먹어봤거든요. 안에 아무것도 안 들어있어요. 오로지 땅콩입니다. 설탕도 안 들어가 있어요. 그리고 실제로 이게 그 안에 무슨 유화제나 이런 게 안 들어있어가지고 이게 위에 보시면 그 땅콩 기름층하고 이렇게 분리가 돼 있거든요. 이거 섞어주시면 되는데 첨가제랑 설탕이 아무것도 안 들어있어. 실제로 먹으면 단맛이 안 납니다. 그래가지고 그 단맛이 안 나는 피넛버터 찾으시면 쓰시면 돼요. 요거 그대로 쓰면 좀 뻑뻑하잖아요. 그래서 이거를 휘핑크림에다 섞을 겁니다. 이게 뭐가 탔는데요? 얘 왜 열선이 그 아래에 있냐? 땅콩버터 그냥 먹으면 좀 뻑뻑하잖아요. 보통 저는 예전에도 그 레스토랑에서 일할 때 땅콩버터에다가 크림 좀 섞으면 되게 맛있는 그 땅콩 크림 나오거든요. 그래서 여기에다가 이거 섞어가지고
Is peanut butter a popular ingredient here in cooking?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Chinese hot pot?
Yes.
And they're making their own sauce, right?
Yeah.
Peanut butter sauce they have is kind of popular.
I grew up eating a peanut butter and jam sandwich almost every day for 10 years of my life.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's actually special dessert in Korea, like peanut butter and jelly. It doesn't count as sandwich. It's
Really?
like a dessert menu.
I mean, I would eat that dessert menu.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. The best food in the world to me reminds me of being a kid. So
피넛버터 젤리 샌드위치 제가 진짜 그 학교 다닐 때 고등학교 다닐 때 외국에서 고등학교 다닐 때 애들 진짜 다 싸우거든요. 한국은 이게 약간 좀 디저트화 됐잖아요. 도넛 같은 거 피넛버터 젤리 도넛 막 이런 거 나오고. 근데 외국은 그냥 밥 같은 느낌이라서. 그다음에 얘는 뭐냐면 야생 블루베리입니다. 와일드 블루베리. What's the difference between wild blueberry and regular blueberry?
wild blueberries have grown. They're native. They've been growing there for thousands of years. They're packed with antioxidants, phytonutrients. They're super healthy for you. I love blueberries of all kind, but these are like flavor bombs.
얘는 우리가 평소에 먹는 그 블루베리보다 조금 그 알이 좀 많이 차 있다고 해야 되나? 되게 동글동글하고 종이 좀 다르거든요. 근데 이게 그 항산화 물질이랑 이런 게 많이 있다 그래가지고 셰프님은 이게 일반 블루베리보다 훨씬 더 맛 같은 게 많이 터진다고 얘기를 해주셔가지고 무너진다. 안 무너진 쪽으로 보여드리면 되죠, 그죠? 이쪽은 무너졌는데 이쪽은 여러분이 보는 곳이고 이렇게 보여드리면 끝이니까, 그죠? I never taste the wild blueberry.
Ever.
No. You're right. 보통 블루베리는 약간 좀 그 물탄 느낌 난단 말이에요. 블루베리 먹으면은. 근데 얘는 그런 느낌 좀 없는데? 그냥 일반 그 프레시 블루베리 먹으면 약간 맛이 막 진하진 않잖아요, 블루베리가. 얘는 셰프님 설명할 때도 좀 맛이 꽉 차 있다라고 얘기를 했는데 무슨 얘기인지 알겠어. 이 블루베리가 블루베리 맛이 되게 진하게 나. 야생 블루베리라고 검색하시면 나오거든요. 뭐 다른 데서도 나겠지만 여러분 그 캐나다 그 국기 있는 거를 사십시오. 그거 하려고 나왔으니까 저는. 그래서 오늘은 뉴브런스윅에서 온 랍스터, 그다음 블루베리, 뭐 땅콩 소스, 감자튀김까지 해가지고 되게 여러 가지 이용해가지고 요리를 한번 해봤거든요.
I already said it before. I think as we try, like I have a top 5, top 10, whatever it is, places that I want to go. Seoul and Korea in general was always very high on my list, both from a food side of things and also just experience. You know, when I was a little kid, maybe this is whatever, but when I have a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and
Really?
Yes, and master.
커뮤니티 2단이시라는데?
So then obviously now then add the food and the travel and everything else, this was always a really special place. And obviously, you know, us being able to come here, represent our products like lobster and wild blueberries and maple, and you know as best as I can, as best as I do, at the end of the day, the people who do most of the work in the food industry are our farmers and fishermen. Chefs, our job is just to take a great product and treat it beautifully, but they did most of the work already. So it's an honor to represent them and the products. So being able to come here, you know, on a personal level has been great, but then professionally, we just get to represent all of these people from where I'm from that do such an amazing job and showcase what we have to this part of the world. And it doesn't hurt that I got to eat poutine today.
I was actually surprised for your dish. You were saying that you are not expert of using the Korean ingredients, but as far as I taste, you're doing such a wonderful job here. 뭐 저도 그렇지만 오랜만에 되게 좀 결이 맞는 셰프님을 만나가지고 되게 기분이 좋고요. 오늘 또 배운 거 잘 써가지고 또 영상 또 만들어 보도록 하겠습니다. Maybe I should go to the Canada.
There you go. Come to Canada. We'll take you out on a lobster boat.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, there you go. Bring your viewers along.
Sure. Thank you for visiting. Maybe I'll go to New Brunswick.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll go. 고맙습니다. 오늘 여기서 마무리하도록 할게요. 감사합니다. 네. Thank you.
Thank you.